Have you ever struggled with Excel formulas, feeling like you're lost in a sea of numbers and symbols? Like trying to decipher a foreign language, you stare at the screen, grappling with terms like sum, product, if, and VLOOKUP. Perhaps you've even experienced the dreaded moment when a simple formula returns an error message, the sinking feeling that follows as you question your own competence. Well, you're not alone, and this video is here to turn that around. Excel formulas are not just a bunch of numbers and symbols. They are powerful tools. Now let's dive into why these formulas are so essential. Excel formulas are the lifeblood of a spreadsheet. Whether you're analyzing data, managing a budget, or keeping track of accounting, these formulas can save you time and reduce errors. Think about it. Instead of manually adding up a column of 50 numbers, you can use the sum formula and get your answer in a blink. And it's not just about simple arithmetic. With formulas like if and VLOOKUP, you can make Excel do complex tasks like sorting data or finding specific information. Mastering Excel formulas means you're not just using Excel, you're commanding it to work for you, making your tasks easier and more efficient. So whether you're a student crunching data for a project or a professional managing budgets, Excel formulas are your secret weapon. So, it's time to conquer those Excel formulas. First up, we have the sum formula, the simplest and most commonly used Excel formula. The sum formula is like the Swiss Army knife of Excel. It's versatile, easy to use, and it's practically synonymous with spreadsheet operations. At its core, the sum formula allows you to add up the values of multiple cells. Whether you're crunching numbers for a budget, calculating grades for a class, or tallying sales for a business, the sum formula is your go-to tool. Now, let's break down how to use the sum formula. The syntax, or the way you write the formula, is straightforward. #sum cell reference. The cell reference part is where you specify which cells you want to add up. This could be a single cell, a range of cells, or even multiple ranges of cells. Here's an example. If you want to add up the numbers in cells A1, A2, and A3, you would write the formula as =sum, A1, A3. The colon between A1 and A3 indicates that you want to include all cells from A1 through A3. But what if your numbers are scattered across your worksheet, not neatly lined up in a row or column? No problem. The sum formula has got you covered. Let's say you want to add up the numbers in cells A1, C3, and E5. You would write the formula as =sum, A1, C3, E5. The commas separate the individual cells. Now you might be wondering, can the sum formula handle more complex scenarios? Absolutely. The sum formula can handle multiple ranges as well. Say you want to add up the numbers in cells A1 through A3 and also the numbers in cells B1 through B3. Your formula would look like this, =sum, A1, A3, B1, B3. As you can see, the sum formula is incredibly flexible. It can handle a variety of situations, making it an essential tool in your Excel toolkit. So next time you need to add up some numbers in Excel, remember the sum formula. It's your reliable, always there when you need it friend. That's the sum formula for you. Simple, isn't it? Moving on to the product formula, another essential in your Excel toolkit. This formula is your go-to when you need to multiply numbers together. It's simple, effective, and a real time saver. But how does it work? The product formula is written as =product, followed by your chosen cell references enclosed in parentheses. For example, =product, A1, B1. This formula multiplies the value in cell A1 by the value in cell B1. Now what if you have more than 2 cells to multiply? No worries. The product formula has got you covered. You can include as many cell references as you need, separated by commas. So, if you want to multiply the values in cells A1, B1, and C1, your formula would look like this, =product, A1, B1, C1. But here's a pro tip. You can also use a range of cells. If you have a list of numbers in cells A1 through A5 and you want to multiply them all together, you can write your formula like this, =product, A1, A5. Remember, the product formula doesn't just multiply numbers. It can handle cells with formulas too. If a cell contains a formula that results in a number, the product formula will treat it just like any other number. And that's how you multiply your way through Excel. Next, we have the IF formula, a slightly more complex but incredibly useful tool. The IF formula is something like a miniature decision maker within Excel. It allows Excel to perform one action if a condition is true and a different action if that condition is false. Let's break down the syntax. Equal sign, if, logical underscore test. The logical test is the condition that you want Excel to evaluate. This could be whether a cell's value is greater than a certain number, whether it's empty, whether it contains a certain text, and so on. If the logical test is true, Excel will do what's specified in the value underscore if underscore true parameter. If it's false, it'll do what's specified in the value underscore if underscore false parameter. It's important to note that these parameters are optional. If you leave one out, Excel will simply do nothing for that condition. Now, let's put it into practice. Suppose we have a column of test scores and we want to label each score as either pass or fail. We'd use the IF formula to check if each score is greater than or equal to 70, the passing mark. If it is, we'd want Excel to write pass. If it isn't, we'd want Excel to write fail. Here's how that would look. Equal sign if, a 2, equal sign 70, pass, fail. Excel would go down the list, checking each score in column A against the number 70. If the score is 70 or more, it would write pass in the same row in the column where we entered the formula. If the score is less than 70, it would write fail. You can also nest if formulas within each other for more complex decision-making. For example, you could have Excel check if a cell is empty before performing a calculation on its value. But we'll save nested if formulas for another day. Remember, the IF formula is a powerful tool, and with great power comes great responsibility. Use it wisely and it can save you a lot of time and effort. With the IF formula, you can make Excel do the thinking for you. Finally, the VLOOKUP formula, a powerful tool for finding specific data. This formula can be a game changer when you are working with large amounts of data. But what exactly is VLOOKUP? VLOOKUP stands for vertical lookup. It's a function that allows you to find and retrieve data from a specific column in your table. It's like having a personal detective that can sift through your data and find exactly what you're looking for. Now let's break down the syntax of the VLOOKUP formula. We have equal sign VLOOKUP, lookup underscore value, table underscore array, call underscore index underscore num. Don't be intimidated by this, it's simpler than it looks. The lookup underscore value is the piece of data you are searching for. This could be a product name, a student ID, or any piece of data you need to find. The table underscore array is the range of cells where your data is located. This is the playground where our detective is going to search. The call underscore index underscore num is the column number in your array that contains the information you want to retrieve. If your data is the treasure, then this is the map to the treasure. Finally, the range underscore lookup is an optional argument that lets you decide if you want an exact match or an approximate match. If you want an exact match, you would use false. If you're okay with an approximate match, you would use true. Let's put it into practice. Say you have a list of products and their prices, and you want to find the price of a specific product. Your lookup underscore value would be the product name. Your table underscore array would be the range of cells containing the product names and prices. Your call underscore index underscore num would be the column number with the prices, and your range underscore lookup would be false because you want the exact price. And there you have it. The VLOOKUP formula is not so scary after all. With a little practice, you will master this powerful tool, making your Excel tasks faster and more efficient. With VLOOKUP, no data will ever be lost in your spreadsheets again. All right, you've made it through all the basics of Excel formulas. Let's take a moment to look back at what we've covered. We kicked things off with the SUM formula, a simple yet powerful tool for adding up numbers in your worksheets. We learned how to use it by typing equal sign sum, followed by the cell references in parentheses. Next, we dove into the product formula, which multiplies values together. Remember, this one also requires cell references to work its magic. Following that, we tackled the IF formula. This one's a game changer, isn't it? It allows you to make decisions based on certain conditions in your data. Finally, we explored the VLOOKUP formula, a lifesaver when you need to find specific data in a large table. Phew, that's quite a lot, right? Don't worry, with a little practice, you'll become a whiz in no time. Remember, practice makes perfect. So go ahead and conquer those spreadsheets.